What's happening, everyone? Dan Lawless here, West Ham Fan TV, back with another opposition preview for Crystal Palace versus West Ham. And I'm joined here by Rich from Eagle Eyed Football, Palace fan channel. Just done a preview on Rich's channel where we got into doing combined 11s and really done an in-depth podcast on this. So do check that out. A lot of people roasted me for the last Palace opposition preview I'd done on this channel, said I was too generous. Go and find out if I was more or less generous for this one. It's very interesting with the...
First, thank you so much for inviting me onto your channel, to your platform. Like I said, on my channel, you are Mr. West Ham United, but now behind Mark Noble, but it's all good. What a season we've had. I'm still kind of pinching myself in a sense, and that's credit to Patrick. And I mean, Roy Hodgson could have taken us to 10th or 11th as we are at the moment, but the football was clear. It's just counter-attacking football. Now, we're a ball-playing side. Like, I didn't think I'd ever say that, so I'm definitely happy.
What was the expectations like for you coming into the season for Palace?
Stay up. As simple as that. I didn't think we'll get relegated. A lot of pundits and like ex-pros were like, oh yeah, Palace are going down. They don't have Hodgson no more. It's like they rid of Vieira immediately. Some were saying he would be the first manager to get sacked, which I thought was embarrassing. From our first preseason game, I could tell there was a shift in the way we were playing and such. But obviously preseason is preseason. The Premier League's a different animal. So like I said, our expectation was to just make sure we stay in the division and build from that. But we knew we were onto something special, and then the players that we started bringing in, and I was like, oh, wow, there's actually a plan behind everything we're doing now. It's not just a scatterbrain signing. We're not just going to try and sign a marquee signing, for example, like Benteke at the time, for way too much money. But there seemed to be a plan, and I mean, our expectations still stay in the division, but it's nice to actually now look up and think, right, Europe ain't that far away. And we've never had that as a club. So
what have you made of West Ham so far this season from what you've been able to see?
Brilliant. They've been brilliant. And you know what? It's kind of like they've just carried on from last season's form. I know obviously the last couple of weeks you've had a bit of a dip, but that's due to like obviously circumstances. I think it was after about 6-7 games, I tipped West Ham for 4th. And it was just because everything you were doing at the time working. It still is. Obviously, like I said, you've had a bit of a blip. Now, I reckon the 6th place finish will be where you finish.
Yeah, and I think we'd be more than happy with that, because for me, I just want that consistency from season to season. Like 4th spot isn't our aim. We're just happy to be in the battle, and if we get it, it's a bonus. But all depending on what we do in January, that could be a possibility. This is how crucial this month is, and I think if Krasinski wants to show what he's all about, slap some money down, and that would be a big statement. So we'll see. What's your feelings going into it? Because personally, I'm always like nervous going to Crystal Palace, going to Selhurst, but I always feel like it's going to be a tough game, and we're not going to get the result we want. I'm going to come away unhappy some way, whether even if it's with a draw, like we've been winning most of the game and you get a last minute equalizer or something. Like I always feel like I'm going to come away unsatisfied. How are you feeling going into this game?
Before you had told me you had defensive problems, I was really nervous. I'm not saying that I'm not still, but I think with Ogbonna and Zuma out, we've got a better chance. Not saying that not saying we're going to go out and win. That as much as my prediction is a Palace 2-1 win, I will happily take a draw. But it's all going to depend on what we do the other end of the pitch, because like Bowen's been phenomenal. I know Ben Rava's been playing well. Fornells is generally decent. But I think the one player that might be pivotal for you is Coufal. He's been really good, to be honest. The way that Saha's playing at the moment, I won't be surprised if Coufal keeps him quiet.
What's the situation on Gallagher? I heard he was rested for the Norwich game. Do you think, can you see him like coming back?
Right, so there was so many different rumors going out and nothing's actually been made. Like we've kept tight-lipped. So obviously there was a rumor that it was COVID related, so we had to obviously isolate. This makes more sense to me. He was on 4 yellow cards. So if he was to get a yellow card against Norwich, he would have missed this game. So, but then again, he weren't on the bench. So it's kind of like,
yeah.
So you can see both sides. If it is COVID related, he could end up missing out because I think the 7th day is Saturday. You know, so but hopefully not. Hopefully he's there because when he plays, we're a lot better than when he's not.
Yeah, I'm really hoping he's out. He caused us all sorts of problems. I think he scored against us. He was just a real handful, and with the defensive frailties we've got at the moment, you know, I don't look forward to that. It's just I think we're just gonna have to come into this game, I think, and outscore you. Basically, we just have to come into it like Bowen's will be on. We've got Declan Rice coming back, who missed out against Watford. So that's going to be key, having Rice in there. And Antonio, hopefully he's getting that taste in front of goal. So Antonio hopefully can terrorize your defense. With Antonio, I think it's been a lot of tiredness because he's been traveling around England, traveling around Europe, traveling around America and South America and the Caribbean and to all these different countries, you know, going to Jamaica, going to Panama, going to America, like, you know, coming back, then going to Croatia. And it's, you sort of said your prediction earlier, but go into a little bit of like why you think that is, or why you hope that is, what how that's going to happen, how you're going to achieve this 2-1.
Honestly, I think the key is going to be how we attack your fullbacks, and especially now, obviously, if you've got your 2 centre backs out, if we can get lots of crosses in the ball and attack those areas there, then that I think that will give us a lot of joy. But once again, it's all down to whether or not Saha turns up. On the other side, Jordan Ayew's been playing brilliantly, and he's been giving every left back there a run for the money at the moment. So fair play to him. Another factor is going to be substitutions. Eze and Elise, they had to isolate for the COVID as well. So we've kind of been really threadbare. However, they missed the Spurs and the Norwich game. So I'm hoping that they're going to be back in the squad.
If it's full strength Palace, that's going to be a big worry, but we just need to go there and assert ourselves and just put that pressure on and press Bowen. I think can really get on the score. So I've said 3-1, but I think I changed it on your channel to 3-2 because I do think like we are vulnerable back, and you've got some real attacking threats, and but I think there'll be goals. And it seems like defensively is where we're both kind of a little bit top heavy at the moment. It feels like, so there's definitely frailties that we can get each other. So yeah, we appreciate you coming on, mate. And like I said, like everyone can check out. I'll put the link down below in the comments and the description.
Appreciate that.
Go and check out my preview I done with you on Eagle Eyed Football. Rich, where else can everyone find you?
So as mentioned, obviously the YouTube channel is Eagle Eyed Football. On Twitter, it's at Eagle Eyed Ball. Instagram is at eagle_eyed_football.
Do check out that, everyone. And hopefully, like I said, we should hopefully have a watch along on Saturday. So come and join us for that. Happy New Year to everyone and to you too,
Absolutely.
Rich. And,
Happy New Year.
One thing left to say, come on, you Iron.